The Yankees have found a hidden gem as a top pitching prospect is expected to be called up this upcoming week and will be a crucial addition to an already banged up rotation. We'll break down all the implications of this news and how this decision will change the landscape of this rotation and the roster moves moving forward. What's going on, guys? Alex Brooks back here on Yankees Digest, giving you a daily dose of Yankees content every day of the week. And if you guys aren't subscribed, for that 74% who aren't subscribed, you guys better hit that subscribe button. What are you guys doing? We have breaking news, everything revolving the New York Yankees. Anything that you need revolving the Bronx Bombers, we have it right here. Chris and I are doing what we need to do to give you that daily dose every day of the week. But let's get right into this video, as Cam Schlittler is going to be pitching for the New York Yankees, as Joel Sherman reported that Schlitter is going to be planned to be promoted for the Yankees and Mariners series either Tuesday or Wednesday. And that's definitely very interesting when talking about, a guy that Aaron Boone said yesterday that he was going to be in the mix, but now with Clark Schmidt going down with Tommy John surgery, they are reverting to Cam Schlittler to be the guy to replace Clark Schmidt and be in this rotation moving forward. So I'll talk a little bit about him and how he can make a real big impact on this Yankees rotation. And, a guy for Cam Schlittler, just a little bit about him that I saw on social media. His fastball can reach up to 99 miles per hour. So he has the velocity that translates well into the MLB. He has 9 strikeouts at his performance on June 26th, 19 swinging strikes against Worcester, and struck out Kristen Campbell 3 times. So, just a little ode to Yankee fans that he was able to strike out a former Boston Red Sox who was at the majors, and Christian Campbell, who gave the Yankees fits. So a little bit of a toss to Yankee fans that, if he's able to strike out a Red Sox 3 consecutive times, that's definitely going to warm the hearts of Yankees fans. And, when we talk about Cam Schlittler as a pitcher, he's a 4-pitch mix guy who has the velocity that can reach the high 90s. He is 6'6", so someone who just really towers over opposing batters when facing off against them. So he definitely has the height. He definitely has just the intimidation factor, just naturally being 6'6". And, he's definitely a guy who's very hungry to learn, and he just continues to get better at every place that he goes to, whether it's AA, AAA, and now going into the majors when he's going to face off against Seattle. But one thing that really stood out to me was when his teammates were talking really good about him regarding his performance. It was Rafael Flores on Cam Schlittler. Oh my God, it's exciting. I've caught him in high A. I've caught him in double A. To see him fully develop as a pitcher, especially from our draft class, he's a stud. He's definitely matured mentally, and I could just tell he's got the big league mental side of it down already. He's got everything going for him, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's up there soon. And yeah, when talking about Cam Schlittler so far, this season, he has a 2.82 ERA over AA and AAA combined, and he has 99 strikeouts, as we mentioned before. But having that 6'6", 225 frame as a 24-year-old, that definitely is going to excite Yankee fans in being able to be, as I've said before, that intimidation factor. But, just something to have Flores to be talking about this guy. He's seen him firsthand being his battery mate. They're talking really good about him in AA and how he translates to AAA and how he already has that mindset of being a major leaguer. And that is just a clear green flag when talking about a guy who is going to go into this already banged up rotation, a team that's very struggling so far over the past 10 games, on a 5-game losing streak, trying to, grasp at straws, trying to grasp at anything to get a W. And, Schlittler, he's definitely going to be someone who is going to go in there and, he's going to have some growing pains, but he's definitely someone that Yankee fans should look out for the next couple years to be a staple in this rotation. Another thing that was reported by Christy Ackert that was really interesting that I saw from the article was that Cam is the Yankees' 6'6" righty with a mid-90s fastball that rides at the top of the zone, two different sliders, and a splitter the Yankees have helped him refine. According to Fangraphs, Schlitler has dominating high A and double A, and he's continued to thrive since being promoted to triple A, posting a 1.69 ERA with a strikeout rate north of 40% in his first 21 innings. And yeah, when talking about this guy and how he has just performed so well when he is in double A and then when he is in triple A, it's definitely just someone who just can rise through the minors. He doesn't really have a setback when rising through the minor leagues. And, when someone who is rising at that clip, when just keep going up, keep going up. I mean, it's hard when he's just knocking at the door, banging at the door to try to get a major league spot. It kind of reminds me of when Jason Dominguez was lighting it up in AAA a couple years ago, and the Yankees just had to call him up because he was just dominating at AAA. And, this guy is kind of the same on the pitching side. When talking about his last performance on June 26th, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, and 9 strikeouts. He earned Player of the Week honors for the Scranton Rail Riders, the AAA team for the New York Yankees. So definitely someone who just being able to have that velocity and having that impact, 9 strikeouts in 6 inning pitch, only giving up 2 hits. I mean, that's someone who is banging at the door to become a New York Yankee starting pitching. And with the circumstances now with Clark Schmidt going down with Tommy John surgery and there's a gaping hole in this rotation, you're definitely going to need to go to your farm system and get somebody who can go in there and have a shot and get a shot to be a New York Yankees starting pitcher. Another thing that really drew my eye to Cam Schlittler was just his baseball mind, and a little bit more on that from Fangraphs was that David Lorilla on Fangraphs, he talked with Cam Schlittler in spring training, and Cam had to say, arm slot wise, it's nothing crazy in the spring training conversation. I'm more of a high 3/4 kind of guy. But what I didn't realize until looking at video a couple months ago is that I have really quick arm speed. My mechanics are kind of slow, and then my arm path is really fast. So the ball kind of shoots out a little bit. With my height, release point, I get good extension, and how fast my arm is moving, the ball gets on guys quicker than they might expect. And that is definitely just very, very intriguing when talking about someone who is 6'6", and he has the velocity up to 99 miles per hour. So he has the height, but he also has the velocity, a 1-2 punch when talking about Cam here. And when we look at his his performance against Worcester on the 25th of June, we look at his 4 pitches, his 4-seam fastball, his slider, his sweeper, and his curveball. And you just look at those velocities up in the 90s and the high 80s when talking about his sweeper and curveball. If he can post that at a consistent clip, I mean, just kind of watch out at that point, because he is coming. He is making that impact quick when talking about this guy. And it really is just, having that appreciation for a guy who's homegrown and definitely someone who can come into this rotation and learn from these guys. I mean, you have guys like Max Fried, Carlos Rodon. Gerrit Cole is injured right now, but he's still helping all these pitchers out. If you can pick their brains, Fried, Rodon, and Gerrit Cole, and you already have the natural abilities to be one of the most impactful players in your rotation, I mean, that's definitely a good pitching room to be a part of. But what do you guys think? Comment down below what your guys' opinions on Schlittler, and what do you guys think he is going to make an impact so far for the Yankees moving down into the All-Star break. Definitely an intriguing prospect. Definitely someone that I am very looking forward to seeing. But it's definitely going to be, just a little bit of growing pains. But you definitely got to expect that at some point you're going to look back on this and be like, that was a really good move, the Yankees, to bring up Cam to really impact this rotation moving forward. But that's going to do it for another edition of Yankees Digest. We really appreciate all the support and you guys tuning in. And everyone, let's go Yankees.